You're welcome. Um, I want to show us very briefly this evening a very interesting feature of Scriptcase, and that is the feature that allows us to create um, an upload field that can actually upload several files at the same time. It's called multiple upload. I'm going to show us the use of it, and then I'm going to come back to show exactly how this can be done with Scriptcase. For example, if you look at this form, if I run this form, is an HR application, and you know you'll see the direct use of that which our clients have found extremely valuable. For example, if you look at that, this is an HR application, the list of current staff, and then they find out that almost anything they need with respect to staff record is actually available on this staff record. On this staff particular, you can see that this particular field allows us to upload any relevant document for the staff, and it's quite useful. We're talking about letter of employment, queries, and anything that within the life cycle of that particular staff. So this is one of the basic use. So let's go to the back end and see exactly how Scripted achieves that. Now, Scripted allows us to be able to create such a field by a feature that is called multiple upload. Now, first and foremost, the concept is the fact that you need to have a database or a table within the database where the document is going to be stored. So in my own case, I've created a table called staff documents where I'm going to store. And one of the interesting things about this table, which is very, very important, is that you need to have minimum of 4 fields. The first field is the unique identifier for that particular document, which is an auto increment field. And then you have the foreign key, which is the is actually the column that actually links this particular table to the document that is to the field that we have in that form. So I call this the staff ID because that's actually what we are linking it to the staff. And then the name of the document, which is actually a character field, a variable character field. And then the field where we are going to designate for the upload, which is the binary large object field. All right. So these 4 fields are very important. If you miss any one of them, you are going to experience a lot of error with respect to such a field, and that's it. So now let's come back here. This is the form. It's called this staff form. So if you look at this right now, let's look at it as an individual, individual form. You will notice that what you have, sorry, it's a full application. So what I have here is just staff documents, just for you to see. This is staff documents. All right. Now, by the time I come here to create a new one, this is a virtual field. So now within the form where you're going to create this field, you need to create what we call a virtual field. A virtual field in Scriptcase is a field that does not have direct attachment to a column within the table. So it's called a virtual field. And so you can come here. I say okay. So I give it a type document database or document file name. Either of these two will work, but it must be document field. And then I call it staff document 2, just to separate it from what I had earlier. And then staff document tests. Okay, this is document. All right. So this is asking for me to create a block, and I think I should because I want to be able to see the difference. All right. So if I create that, now you'll notice that the system has brought out this field with some peculiar. So I always don't like the upload area, so I can just put that off. Every other thing is okay. But now one of the things you now see an option here under the virtual field is multi-upload. So under the multi-upload, you come here straight, and then you want to determine how many columns do you want to see. You can say you want to see about 3 columns. All right, so it will arrange it in 3 columns. And then the delete, you want it to be beside, so you want to leave it beside the position of the upload, leave it as above. And then let's quickly go to the table, where we're going to link the table where the storage of the documents will be. So I want to look at staff documents. So I see, so with that staff document, so immediately I select staff document, it brings up the linking options. So this is coming from the table, but we have to link it to what we have here on this form, so that it will be able to have a relationship. Now the document ID, which is supposed to be the auto increment. All right, and then we have the staff ID, which is the foreign key, and then it will ask which was the foreign key that is being attached to at the other end here, and that's staff ID. And so then the name field, which is okay, so you see the name here, so that's the name field, the name of the document. And then the upload field, which is the binary large object field, so you just link it to the upload, and that's it. Once you save that and then you run it, immediately you will see a new field by that name, which is created. All right, so if we look at that, edit stuff, you can see that this is the original one that we had here, still staff document, but you have another one here, staff document tests. So you can see the difference, but it has created this field. So in case I want to add additional documents, I'll just come here. I can attach that document, sorry. All right, and then I can add another one, as many as I want. I can decide to add up to 3. You are not really limited. Now then, once you have done that, you can just start upload, and then that's it. So once you do that and you save, that's all. So the system is all right. So basically that's it. Now, as simple as it is, it's extremely valuable. I find it very, very, very interesting. You're going to also find it interesting. Thank you for listening.